Live 24CH 24 hours in advance with the Bell TV app.
The law of opposites tells us that a negative charge meeting a positive one creates electricity. And that may just be the best way to characterize Pernell Carl PK Subban. Number 76 at the Canadiens' blue line is front and center every night when he's on the ice. His dancing, juggling, and celebrating have created fans and foes everywhere in the NHL. There's even a man in a purple floral suit who says PK is a flamboyant one. And yet, once you go deeper into the flash, the Norris Trophy and that Olympic gold medal, you find the true motive that drives the man they call Subbanator.
Bringing a Stanley Cup to Montreal, that's what my goal is, and that's what I wanted to do.
Some of the players' wives finish the job they started a few months back and give young women an ambition to shoot for.
On a sélectionné 8 filles qui ont eu des bons défis récemment puis qui méritaient une petite tape dans le dos. Donc, ils sont toutes jumelées avec une blonde ou une conjointe ou une joueur.
Every time you do an event like this, you're like, okay, this feels fun, this is exciting, but you don't know how it's going to be until you actually get there.
Mon rôle, en partie, c'est de supporter les conjointes des joueurs quand elles ont des initiatives ou des projets. C'est très important pour les Canadiens de Montréal d'être la courroie de transmission pour réaliser les projets comme ce soir à la boutique. Fait qu'on est très contents, c'est pour ça qu'on est là.
Ils viennent de milieux défavorisés, puis c'est sûr que c'est pas souvent qu'ils peuvent venir juste magasiner puis choisir ce qu'elles veulent dans le magasin.
All the girls will have their hair and makeup done, and they're gonna do a before picture, and then after they get shopping, put on their new outfits and the hair and makeup, they'll have an after picture. It'll be fun.
Meanwhile, the Canadiens touch ground in Tennessee, hoping to burn old Nashville down. But it won't be easy. For some, this will be a battle for the top of the charts. For others, it represents a goaltending duel between two top Vezina candidates. Here come the Predators.
Let's go, Vincent, here we go, boys, let's go! There we go. Look! Quick! Good battle, Patchy!
Shea Weber and his 175-kilometer-an-hour slap shot would carry Price to the test and carry passes.
Wait, Price in! Hey! Come on here! What is this?
A neutral zone turnover proves costly as Matthias Ekholm scores a prayer from his knees.
Let's go, boys. Come on, anyway. You guys.
Brandon Pruss not so subtly makes his presence felt. Brendan Gallagher gets the machine going and fools Rinna with an early second period goal. Three Preds on one, still can't beat Price.
Come on! Come on, forward, we need shit to the job!
Pierre Parenteau squirms out of the corner and sets up David Dernay. A shot by Ryan Ellis takes a few funny bounces, but not ha-ha funny.
Come on, boys, let's go! First! Big start, let's go.
Another odd bounce leads to an inevitable outcome, and the Nashvillians score the overtime winner with a man advantage. The Midnight Riders pack their bags and head north to Winnipeg for a duel against the Jets.
My first hockey jersey was a Montreal Canadiens jersey. I'm passionate about everything I do, passionate about my family, passionate about my career, and passionate about the Montreal Canadiens.
Dustin Tokarski is the butt of a Nathan Beaulieu joke.
Let's go hang out, boys. I'm not here for a long time. Let's focus on execution. Make sure we pass the puck crisp. Pucks are on the tape. Get our shots through. Long shot. That's it. Good stick, Pricer. It's your gauge when you're coming in on a 2-on-2. How can we get that puck back? The goal is to go deep and get that puck back. That's it. All I want is you for a couple strides. I want you to have your puck, and that saucer pass, I want it like a little bit crisper. Not as much junior A level, a little bit more NHL. It's possible. You can make that play. You're a good player. You can make that play. I want you to keep that puck on your stick, so when you make it, it's already on your stick. I don't want you not to touch a puck and everybody knows you're going there. Nice.
That's major junior, Dan.
That's NHL, kid.
What do you do when you live 2,314 kilometers from the greatest hockey shrine ever? You build your own.
Hi, I'm Gord Dohan from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Welcome to my Habs basement. My first hockey jersey was a Montreal Canadiens jersey when I started playing hockey at the age of 5 years old, and I've been a dedicated Montreal Canadiens fan ever since. I'm passionate about everything I do, passionate about my family, passionate about my career, and passionate about the Montreal Canadiens. Here's a jersey that I bought at a fundraiser last night, and it's the 2013-2014 Montreal Canadiens, a Mats Naslund coloring magazine. My friends and family accept my passion. I've got a very understanding wife. This is my daughter, Victoria. She's got her own Montreal Canadiens kid cave. My daughter was born last year on December 4th, which happens to be the founding date of the Montreal Canadiens. So we were certainly blessed to have her, and even more so blessed that she shares the birthday with the Montreal Canadiens.
Ticker, minus the hangers-on, gets the nod in nets, while Dale Weiss gets to don the Saint Flanell before Mom and Dad.
There we go, there we go. Hey! You gotta be kidding! I think they cheated on you. I don't know. Good support!
Yeah, you sure?
It's more my upper back than my head.
It's more your upper back, and so, okay. Head's clear, head's fine, all solid?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Montreal is out shooting Winnipeg, nearly 3-1, but trailed by a trio in the only statistic that actually matters. Hope rears its lovely head as Gallagher hits the top shelf, but only for a moment.
They're f***ing nervous, boys. They're f***ing nervous.
The Habs will qualify for the postseason, but it won't be here. Not tonight. Nonetheless, Dale Weiss gets a much-needed post-game hometown hugs.
Well, I think anything that you're doing, you should be having fun doing it, enjoying it. And PK surely enjoys playing the game.
It all started with a backyard rink and a foggy day in a Toronto suburb. And now the Subbans have 3 sons in the National Hockey League. One of them plays for the Montreal Canadiens.
I feel very proud, and I'm glad that myself and my husband was able to give our kids the tools to become who they are.
Young children, especially young boys, they're very active, and so one way to burn up some of that energy is to engage them athletically. And I think it worked, because we try and tire him out, whether it was on the basketball court or the soccer field, you know. We wanted him to use up all of his energy, so when he came home, we'd have some peace and quiet.
One thing that they asked was that, yes, to have fun, but take the game seriously and work hard at it. Your parents are making sacrifices to come to your game, drive you to practice. You want to make sure that you are doing the right things, and that was my only focus.
Well, I think anything that you're doing, you should be having fun doing it, enjoying it. And PK surely enjoys playing the game.
One of the plans we had for PK was for him to skate every day one winter, starting at the age of 5. When I arrived home, my wife would wake him up, or I would wake him up, or sometimes he would wake up, and they would drive down to Nathan Phillips Square to do the public skating. PK loved the game so much, I ended up staying there until 1 or 2 in the morning. And that was a routine and a habit for a long, long time.
I'll never forget the smell of Nathan Phillips Square, and you know, seeing all the Christmas lights and the buildings, and I remember that. And then most of all, I'll never forget was the pizza slice that I got, you know, after a long night of skating.
This is PK, the older brother in his backyard. He's playing hockey.
We had the rink for about 9, 10 years in the backyard here. All the boys would come and skate, but I had one rule before they could have their fun. PK had to do some hockey drills, which I designed.
PK really cut the ice. He was a strong kid, and he cuts the ice really hard, and you could hear it from miles away. He loved the fact that he could skate and he could weave and turn, and he just enjoyed doing that.
It's pretty cool, obviously. My dad was trying to make it every winter, and me and my brothers would go out and skate and practice. Just have a lot of fun.
It was definitely enough room for the 3 of us on there. And you know, it's funny because even though Malcolm at the time was still a player, he was always the one that was going in goalie, and me and PK were trying to score on him.
And you could see the fence. It's a bit leaned because of the water, you know what I mean? And the boys throwing body checks.
In a sea abounding in blue and white maple leaves, the Subban clan makes the right and some would say fateful choice. The bleu, blanc, rouge of the Rocket, Gentleman John, and Flower.
I just always remember like going to hockey practice on a Sunday morning, and my dad always getting into like battles with other parents that are Leaf fans. As a kid growing up, you look up to your dad, and I would always have his back. So that's how I sort of developed the mindset of like kind of wanting to be a big Habs fan and becoming a Habs fan.
When his name was called by the Montreal Canadiens, it was unbelievable. I can't even describe the feeling.
My dad was like in tears, and I remember just everybody being so excited because we never thought that he'd make it that far. I mean, you know, we hoped, and you know, we realized how, you know, he was a good player, but you know, that was kind of the point when we realized we're like, wow, like this is actually possible.
Thank you so much, guys.
That moment is still like fresh in my mind like yesterday. I'll never forget it because it was my dream for him to play not only in the NHL, but to be drafted by Montreal, and he too fulfilled his dream that day by being drafted.
Where do I go from here skating?
You're going to be just follow Dominic.
Thank you.
I probably said a lot of different things in those interviews, some things that I get reminded about today, about bringing a Stanley Cup to Montreal, and I would never change what I said because that's what my goal is, and that's what I wanted to do.
Can you imagine that? Holding the cup in Montreal, that's, you know.
It's the best.
PK when he was younger is pretty much the same as he is now. You know, he's always wild, running around the house and making lots of noise, getting into lots of trouble.
I don't think it was always about me being the center of attention. I just think I was just always outgoing. I always wanted to have fun.
That's the way he plays the game. Not that he wants the attention, but he wants to be the leader. He wants to be a difference maker. He wants to be right up front, and he feels that he has the goods to deliver.
At 7 years old, he was pretty much able to take a slap shot from the blue line and go top corner with it. He's a very confident young man. He was a very exciting young man, very energetic young man. So that aspect of who he is as a person has never changed. He's very gregarious, as everybody knows in Montreal. He's very outspoken, but he also does lead by his play on the ice.
It was never about what people said about me or their opinion of me or so on and so forth. It was always about me just doing what I love to do, and that was to play hockey, and today it's the same thing. There's always opportunities, in my opinion, to define yourself as a team and as a player. You know, the bigger the game, the bigger you want to perform, but I consider myself a winner, and I try to do everything that I can in my power to win hockey games.
In Montreal, a star must perform under the constant glare of the media horde.
Part of being a leader is understanding that you are going to still make mistakes. You have to continue to grow and get better, and I think throughout my career, I've never shied away from criticism. I've always gotten it at every level, so I've learned to not shy away from it. I've learned to embrace it, and what I try to show is that if I can take the criticism and continue to play and be an elite player, then my teammates will see that and follow. You heard what Jean Beliveau said, you know, if you can't play as a team, you know, they won a lot of those championships because they played as a team, and they were a unit, and they were a family, and I think that's the tradition that we have to carry on here in Montreal, and it starts with us now.
You know, the teams that do well in the playoffs are the ones that are playing well going in and have some momentum going in, so that's our job now with 6 games left. It's a good start tonight in the right direction, but we got work to do to make sure we're perfect.
Tory Mitchell's Canadiens' dream started a little closer to Montreal than PK's.
I would fix the backyard rink. He'd be up at 6 a.m. on a Saturday skating around chairs and shooting on the net by himself. Our older son was going, what's wrong with that kid?
Saturday night was watching the Montreal Canadiens play. I just remember that all my life, so.
For sure.
Pretty special that your son is playing now for them.
Well, it's the first time we get to see him live in a Canadian sweater. So it's pretty special, very special.
Emotional. Bye, Parker. Remember once when we had those tickets and we were between the 2 benches? And Montreal was playing the Nordiques?
That was the Montreal Forum.
Yeah, okay. That was the old one. Okay. But that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Lyle Oldline kept winking at Tory. Tory used to wear his skates in the house, put socks on the blade, and walk around the house. We're going, hey, okay, you've been on the ice, you went to practice this morning, you went on the backyard rink in the afternoon, you've been on the backyard rink all evening, time to take your skates off. Tory's rêve de vie was to play in the National Hockey League like all the kids, but our rêve de vie was for him to stay in school, do well in school, and if you love hockey and you're good enough, they'll come and they'll find you. And he got a scholarship for the University of Vermont. We got to get Kate out of the seat. She's smiling and laughing, saying, Daddy's playing hockey tonight. Drop the puck. Let's go.
Tonight, a young man will feel his senses come to life like few of us ever will.
C'est quand ça démarrait, ça. Oh! Et là, Carey Price vient d'embarquer sur la patinoire. Excité, là, hein? Es-tu content? Ça, c'est qui est Subban? C'est Joey. Wow, tes amis ne croiront pas ça, là, que t'as serré la main qui est Subban. Joey, bonsoir. C'est Max Pacioretty. Je suis Max Pacioretty. Hello, enchanté. Wow. T'es mon meilleur. T'es mon meilleur. You're his best.
Merci beaucoup. C'est un petit gars qui est bien connu. Il chante dans des festivals chez nous. On sait qu'il est très malade, puis qu'il l'a pas facile. Donc, c'est ça. C'est supposé d'être sa journée aujourd'hui. On m'a dit que t'es un grand fan, c'est vrai?
Oui.
Un des plus grands fans des Canadiens?
Oui.
Là, ici, tu vas sentir l'énergie de la foule en plus. Ça va être spectaculaire. Mais je te souhaite une superbe soirée.
The Mitchells get choice seats to watch the Canadiens face the Panthers.
Let's go, come on! One match, player. Two wingers gotta push if we want to create room.
Jimmy Hayes is knocked off his helmet and loses his head.
Centre Bell is always live. It's one of the best places in hockey. It's going to be interesting to see how it finishes. I don't think the teams like each other, which is good.
Jagger, guys. He's going to use what we say the other time.
Bouncing edge, everyone. See that? I think it went in, no?
At truce, if only for a moment. Subban is at the origin of a passing play that connects Desharnais to Pacioretty, who scores the game-winning goal against the Panthers and secures Montreal's place in the second season. Tick, tack, and toe.
You know, the teams that do well in the playoffs are the ones that are playing well going in and have some momentum going in. So that's our job now with 6 games left. It's a good start tonight in the right direction, but we got work to do to make sure we're perfect.
This program presented by Power Run Energy, the sport nutrition supplements, and Sports Experts, proud partner of 24CH.
Think you know your Habs? Discover 24CH The Quiz on Channel 1217.